When everyone at Barmouth decides to do the same thing at the same time, retreating to the hills is the best option for peace and quiet. Cadair Idris across the Malthach estuary is the highest mountain in southern Snowdonia, here viewed with the famous Barmouth Bridge in the foreground that photographically and desperately needs a train. Even a 2-car diesel will do. However, you don't have to go all the way to Cadair for tranquility. Something a little closer will do. Barmouth is almost shunted into the sea by mountains, so you don't have to go too far. Take the road out of Barmouth towards Dolgethley. There is a pavement, and look for Panorama Road, which initially is steep. It is possible to take a car part of the way. A signposted gate announces the start of the Panorama Walk, and within a quarter of a mile and quite a few steps, a view emerges over the Malthach estuary, backed by Cadair Idris. For my recent visit, I received an impromptu lesson in landscape photography. The weather was beautiful at the beach, but by the time I reached the viewpoint, some pesky cloud had crept over from the Irish Sea. Quite frankly, I don't think these shots come up to my own standards. I lingered a bit, hoping for better light, passing the time with a few pattern shots, but it didn't improve. On my last visit, the weather was better. Today, I was hoping for something a bit closer to these efforts. Putting my thinking cap on, I could see a clearance emerging from the Irish Sea, and it was heading in my direction. Rather than remain a little longer, I decided, with the help of my trusted Ordnance Survey map, to change course and head across the valley to Dinas Oleu, which overlooks Cardigan Bay and perhaps a sunset, which was scheduled for 8:16 p.m. So I better hurry. Isn't it uncanny how fate posing as a navigation difficulty delays progress, getting me to the prime location exactly on time? For shooting into the sun, I stopped down to f/16 to reduce flare. I was using the 12-100 Pro lens, but quite frankly, a prime would have served me better. Ignore what purists say about diffraction. Flare caused by larger apertures is far worse. Some people say I do everything wrong, but in the end I get some decent images, so never mind how it is done. When photographing sunrises, or indeed sunsets like this one, spot metering is essential to preserve colour. ESP or matrix metering reads too much of the dark portions of the image, and it causes overexposure and wishy-washy colours. I meter close to but not on the sun, allowing the rest of the image to be rendered dark, which subsequently is corrected in Lightroom, quite simply with black and shadow sliders. I might also increase exposure in Lightroom and then take down highlights with white and highlight sliders. I also increase clarity and luminance, but not too much, and I also check the white balance. The descent from Dinas Oleu was quite steep, but I found a pleasant grassy track leading directly into town and my lodgings, and I slept like a top that night.